So I'm scrolling through these high-paying trades videos, and everybody's talking about the same 5 jobs: welding, HVAC, electrical, like a broken record. Meanwhile, there are trades making $80,000 to $180,000 a year that nobody mentions because they're not sexy enough for thumbnails. We're talking about jobs where you can make solid money without college debt. But here's the thing, most of these trades, they come with catches that make the devil's contract look generous. Next week, someone's gonna make a video claiming dog walkers making $200,000, and suddenly everybody's gonna quit their day jobs to pick poop up professionally, right? You wanna know what shocks me though? I pulled the Bureau of Labor Statistics data, and there are trades with medium salaries over $100,000 that have less than 2% of people even knowing that they even exist. The labor shortage is creating bidding wars. Some positions, guys, are paying 40% above market rate just to fill them. Look, I used to think that trading time for money was the only path too, even high-paying time, but I figured out something better. Click the link for the free training. I'll show you the same digital leasing strategy that brings me in over $41,000 a month. My students are making $2,000 to $6,000 a month building digital assets that serve these exact industries without having to crawl through radioactive waste or working 300 feet underground. The contractors making $200,000 in these trades, they'll gladly pay you $2,000 a month for qualified leads. Because to them, it's not an expense. It's what keeps their phones ringing. Let me show you the trades that are actually making people rich while everybody else's fights over the same saturated markets all the time. Hazmat cleanup specialist. Median salary, guys, is about $147,760, while experienced specialists are getting paid $180,000 to $250,000. Emergency response team will get it as much as $300,000. You're cleaning up chemical spills, radioactive waste, and biohazard situations. Think meth lab cleanup. I'm sure y'all been around one of those. Industry accidents and crime scene remediation. It's the only career where your work uniform could double as a spacesuit. The money, though, is incredible because nobody else wants to do it. You're literally getting paid for all the danger, right? Pay to handle things that could kill you if you mess up any of the safety protocols. Training, though, will take 6 to 12 months for just a basic certification in this. But a full hazmat certification is going to require ongoing education because there's new chemicals and regulations just keep emerging all the time, right? So here's the catch. You're dealing with substances that can cause cancer, right? It can cause birth defect or even immediate death. One torn suit, one broken seal, and you're in serious trouble. The work is irregular, but it's urgent, right? 3 a.m. call about a chemical spill. You're suiting up and you're heading out. Industrial rope access technician. The median salary runs $65,000 to $120,000, but specialized work pays $150,000 to $200,000. Offshore oil rigs, guys, can hit $250,000 and up. You're doing the maintenance, inspections, and construction work on structures too dangerous or expensive for things like scaffolding, right? So you're working hundreds of feet in the air with nothing but ropes between you and the ground. The money, though, is great because most people, they don't want to do it. Literally, right? They're swinging from ropes 500 feet above traffic, and that's not for everyone. Forensic cleanup specialist, okay? The salary range is $45,000 to $125,000. Crime scene specialist, $150,000 plus. Trauma scene experts, $200,000 plus. You're cleaning up after homicides, right? Suicides, industrial accidents, and natural deaths. It's exactly as pleasant as it sounds, okay? The training covers, bloodborne pathogens, chemical safety, and psychological preparation. Some states require licensing and bonding for this. Here's the part they skip in the brochures. You're seeing humanity at its worst, right? The psychological toll is going to be enormous. Turnover rates are as sky high because most people can't handle what they see day after day after day. And the work is irregular, but it's urgent. So families need scenes cleaned quickly. So you're working on nights, weekends, holidays. Railroad signal technician. The median salary is $85,000 to $140,000. Senior technicians with specialized certification, though, they'll make up to $160,000 and beyond. So you're installing and maintaining the electronic systems that keep the trains from crashing crashing into each other, right? Traffic lights for trains. But if you mess up, 200 people don't just get a fender bender, right? Also, you're working alone most of the time, right? Often at night when the train traffic is lighter. But one mistake and trains collide. The responsibility is enormous. Pipeline inspector. The salary range is $90,000 to $160,000. Senior inspectors in specialized roles can pull in $180,000 and up. You're ensuring that oil and gas pipelines, they don't leak, right? Explode or contaminate groundwater. You're traveling constantly, you're living in hotels, and you're working in these remote locations where the nearest hospital is hours away. Miss a crack in a pipeline, and you're responsible for the next oil spill that makes national news. Well driller. The median salary is $80,000 to $140,000. Specialized drilling for geothermal and environmental work, guys, can hit $160,000 and beyond, right? So you're drilling these water wells, geothermal systems, and environmental monitoring wells. Here's what they don't tell you though. You're working with massive equipment that can kill you instantly. Drill rigs don't have safety guards. One wrong move and you're getting pulled into the machinery. Notice the pattern here, right? Every single one of these high-paying trades has the same thing in common. They pay big money because they require you to risk something most people won't risk. Your health, your safety, your sanity, and your time. If the pay sounds too good to be true, check the life insurance requirements. That will tell you everything you need to know. Hazmat cleanup, you're risking cancer. Railroad signals, you're risking train crashes. Pipeline inspection, you're risking environmental disasters. The money is real, but so are the costs. These jobs destroy your body in ways that regular trades don't. We're talking about chemical exposure, repetitive stress injuries from precision work, and psychological trauma from what you see. So try explaining to your spouse that your job requires a will update every 6 months, or why daddy's gone for weeks inspecting pipelines in Alaska. Most of these trades have mandatory requirement ages or lifetime exposure limits. You might make $150,000 a year, but only for 15 to 20 years before regulations or your body force you out. Let's say you become a pipeline inspector, making $160,000 a year. Sounds incredible, right? But you're only able to do it for 20 years before the travel and all that stress burns you out. That's a $3.2 million total, right? But compare that to building digital assets that generate $5,000 a month for 30 years. That's $1.8 million with no physical risk and the income that grows over time. Industries need this work done, but they can't get enough people to do it because the risks are obvious to anyone with functioning brain cells. So they keep raising the pay until somebody desperate enough or brave enough takes the job. It's basic economics, supply and demand, right? And please, God, somebody be desperate enough to do this job. It's not that these jobs are undervalued, it's that they correctly value based on what they require from you. I built a moving company in Colorado. I understand how contractors think about risk and reward. When a contractor offers you $160,000 to inspect pipelines in remote locations, it's not because he's generous. It's because he's calculated that paying you that much is cheaper than dealing with the liability himself. You're not being rewarded, you're being compensated for accepting risk and sacrifice the business owner won't take himself. Instead of risking your life for high-paying trades, what if you serve these industries with digital assets? Here's the thing, even these specialized contractors need something. They need equipment suppliers, training providers, and specialized services. The companies that manufacture hazmat suits, build railroad signal equipment, or provide pipeline inspection tools, they all need customers. These B2B companies serving dangerous trades are making serious money, but they're stuck in the Stone Age when it comes to marketing. They're great at building specialized equipment, but they have no idea how to get found online when contractors actually need them. That's where digital leasing comes in. I build simple websites that rank in Google for searches related to specialized equipment and services. When somebody searches hazmat equipment suppliers or pipeline inspection tools, my sites show up. I capture those leads and rent them to qualified B2B companies for $200 to $800 per lead, depending on the industry. The beautiful part, I understand how these businesses work because I've been in the service industry. I know what contractors are looking for and how to build sites that convert. I've built a portfolio of digital properties properties that bring in over $41,000 per month. My students are making $2,000 to $6,000 a month from digital leasing. Here's the difference. Our income grows while we sleep. We're not risking radiation exposure or living in pressure chambers. We're building wealth, not just earning high wages. A single lead generation site can bring in $2,000 to $5,000 per month in reoccurring revenue. Build 3 to 4 sites like that, and you're making more than most of these dangerous trades without any of the risk. While everyone's fighting for the same saturated trades, there's a massive opportunity in serving the specialized ones. These contractors make serious money, but they're stuck in the dark ages when it comes to marketing. They're great at inspecting pipelines or cleaning up hazmat spills, but they don't know how to rank on Google. That knowledge gap is worth millions to anyone smart enough to bridge that gap. Instead of trading time for money, you're building assets that generate income 24/7. That's reoccurring income that just keeps coming in whether you're working or not. You can build multiple sites for multiple industries. Your income isn't capped by your physical ability and how many hours you can work in a day, right? The most dangerous thing that you'll face is a caffeine headache from staying up too late optimizing websites. No chemical exposure, no falling from heights, no machinery accidents. If you're attracted to high-paying trades for the money, ask yourself this: are you trying to get rich? Or are you trying to get paid? Getting paid means trading your time, your health, or your safety for money. Getting rich means building assets that generate income without consistent sacrifice. The smart move here is learn how these specialized industries work, understand their pain points, then build digital solutions that solve their biggest problem: finding customers. Instead of spending 2 years learning to inspect pipelines in remote locations, try spending 6 months learning digital leasing so you can build your first lead generation site for a specialized trade. But once you understand how these businesses work, you can scale it. Build sites for multiple industries in multiple locations. The income potential grows with your knowledge, not your willingness to risk your life. These hidden, high-paying trades exist for a reason. They pay well because they require extreme sacrifice that most people won't make. The money's real. So are the costs to your health, your safety, and your personal life. Digital leasing flips that equation. You can serve these same industries and make comparable money without the risk. The contractors making $160,000 inspecting pipelines, they need customers. The rope access companies pulling 6-figure contracts, they need leads. They'll gladly pay you reoccurring monthly fees for qualified prospects because to them, it's not an expense, it's what keeps their business alive. Stop thinking about trading your health for wealth. Start thinking about building assets that serve these industries instead. Click the link for the free training. I'll show you exactly how to build digital properties that generate leads for high-paying specialized trades. The same system that brings in over $41,000 per month for me and helps my students build real wealth without physical risk. These specialized trades will always need customers. But this opportunity, building digital assets while these industries are still figuring out online marketing, this won't last forever. Let's go build something that pays you without breaking you.